Hi everyone, welcome back to new video. So in this video we'll learn or we'll continue our series which is on Spring Boot. So if you remember in our last episode which is episode number 4, we have made a small application where we can able to store data using Postman, right? So we have made those data and we can able to fetch those data and we have created some two simple APIs as well. So what is the disadvantage over here? Actually, it's not a disadvantage and it's not a right way also. So normally we won't store data in a normal array list kind of thing, right? So normally we store those data in a database. So in this video, we'll learn how we can store data in a database and how we can able to fetch those data from a database. Okay. So and also in upcoming videos, we'll try to make complete full stack, complete full web or complete full application along with the front end and with the Spring Boot application, and we'll see how we can do that. But as of now, if you want to understand that means you need to understand this means all these complete series video as well. All right. So if you concentrate or if you spend about 25 to 30 minutes means you can able to understand properly. Okay. So just concentrate and stay with me. All right. So first and foremost thing, what we want, we need to open our Eclipse IDE. Okay. So as you can see, I have already opened my Eclipse IDE. So here I'm not going to use the existing application or which we used the application in the previous video, right? That we are not going to use now. So we'll be creating a fresh new application, means we'll be creating a new application work here. Okay. So we'll understand one by one and how we can able to give a connection means from our Java application or from our Spring Boot application to a MySQL workbench means our database, how we can give the connection. We'll see one by one, step by step. Okay. So now what you want to do means, see, as I told, we are using a database. See, we are storing our data in a database. So it's really important that we need to store or we need some database, right? So that's why we can able to use a software called MySQL Workbench. Okay. So in our channel itself, I have uploaded how to install MySQL Workbench. So and also I'll give this link in the description as well. You can able to see you can able to download your MySQL Workbench without any error. And I want you guys to follow the video properly because there are sometimes when you're installing this MySQL Workbench you'll get an error. So I made that video in a very easy way, means a step by step, so that you won't get any error in the installation process. Suppose if you get any error means just drop in the comments. I'll let you know. I can answer you what are the issues you're facing and what you can able to do that. Okay. And yeah, so let's start. So first step, we need MySQL Workbench. So MySQL Workbench has been already installed in my system. If not installed, as I told, go to the description. I have provided the link to download this MySQL Workbench. Just download the MySQL Workbench. Okay. So once it's downloaded, you can continue this video. All right. So now let's create a fresh application. So if you want to create a Spring Boot application, obviously what we used to do, we used to go for a Spring initializer, and we can what all the dependencies we need, we can able to import over there. Okay, or we can add over there. So now I want you to go for your any favorite browser. So I'll go for Chrome over here. Okay. So now here what you need to search is you need to search for Spring. Just search for Spring. Okay, no problem. Just search for Spring. So here when you search for Spring, you'll get an option over here called initializer. Basically, it is a Spring initializer. First step, open your browser, search for Spring. Here you need to go for initializer. So here you need to give your application name in this uh, initializer. Okay. So let's say I have already explained you about all of this, so I'm not going to explain that again. I hope you guys are following the video from the first episode itself. So I trust you. Okay. So yeah, let's means if you're not going to understand, so I want you guys to go and see that video, okay, so that you can understand properly. Okay, cool. So now let's say group edit this time. Let's say I okay. What kind of data I need to store? So that will clarify first. So previously we have used some student, I believe. Okay. So now we'll take an example of last time I think we have used employee. Okay, so this time we'll take a student example. Okay, all right. So we can able to how we can able to enter student data, and that student data we need to fetch from the database itself. Okay, So let's say this time I'm giving a group name as college, and this I'm giving as I'll give it as college itself, college. Okay, so this is my package. I'm giving my package as this, and I'm selecting war. You can select any version you want, so I'll select 8. Okay, so here now important part, the dependencies. So what are the dependencies you need? So first thing, already means we are making a full stack application, obviously we need a Spring Web. So Spring Web is required. And second one, what you need is, see, as I told, we are using a database, right? So it's really important that you need to import a connector, which is MySQL connector. Okay, I just show you this, the driver, and also we need this driver as well. So connector, so I think that is a, no, wait, MySQL. Okay, SQL. Let's see. We need to search for the connector. Okay. So okay, we'll search for the connector. So second thing, what we need is you need something called JPE. Okay, JPE. You can see the description over here if you want. So it's a MySQL driver. JDBC. I think this is the one I believe. So let's say MySQL. Okay. Yeah, I think this much is enough as of now. Suppose if we get any error, means we'll say, I think this is the connector, I believe. Uh, yeah, no problem. So we'll see whether if we get any error, we can solve it, no problem. And you guys already know, but I'm not getting, I hope the name is MySQL connector itself, but I'm not getting over here. But I'm sure this is the one, I believe. So MySQL server. So if we check once, I think we are good work here. Okay, so now what do you need to, you need to click on generate. So a zip file will be downloaded. So let's extract this zip file. Okay, so over here this has been downloaded in my download folder. So let's extract this folder now. So college, so let's extract this. Okay, so okay, done. So extract is done. As you can see, zip file has been extracted. So I'm going to close this, and also I'm going to minimize this group as well. Okay, so now next step, what you want to do, you need to import that project in your Eclipse IDE. All right, so you can click a right button over here in the package explorer, or you can go for file as well. So just select import, and here you need to search for Maven over here. Suppose if you're not getting, you search for Maven. In Maven, if you expand that Maven, you can able to see existing Maven projects. So just select that project and go for next, and here just browse that folder which you have been extracted just now. So browse, and here I'll go for downloads and college, this one, and select folder. And as you can see, form file is there over here. And also in my previous session I have explained about form.xml as well. So form.xml is the heart of our Spring Boot application. So now click on finish. So it will take some time to import, and we'll wait this gets imported. Okay, as you can see, our import has been completed over here. In the bottom, I cannot able to see this import option over here, means our import and download the documentation docs, everything has been completed. So now here, as you can see over here, there is an project called college. So let's expand this college over here, and here I have explained you about form.xml. So we'll check what are the dependencies have been installed first. So let's open this form.xml. Okay, so here see JPA which we have imported and Spring Web. Oh, okay, so we have included that MySQL driver, right? The driver is nothing but a connector, and I think we are good. So Tomcat, I have explained you previously, Tomcat is a server which will come along with the Spring Web. When you import Spring Web, if you see the description while adding the dependencies in Spring Initializer, you can able to observe that in the description you can able to observe Tomcat. So Tomcat is a server which helps us to run our Spring Boot application. Okay, so that's all. So let's close this, and here now first what we are going to do, let's create a package called controller, and we'll create a simple package work here. Okay, I mean simple package, and a simple API. Okay, so inside that API we'll try to print a string. Okay, just a string, and then we'll see whether this application is working fine or not without any exceptions or errors. Okay, so let's, and you guys already know that if you want to create a package, means you need to follow the group name. So as you can see, it is com.college. So when you want to create a new package, means you need to follow this name only. So inside source main Java, I'm going to create a new package called com.college.controller. So let's say like this, com.college.controller. Okay, so now click on finish. Done. So a package has been created. So let's create a new file inside this package. So go for new, go for class. So let's say class name will be, so as I told, we are adding the student data to a database and fetching those student data from a database itself. So let's create a controller name as student controller. That would be better. Controller. Okay, so now click on finish. Alright, so as you can see, a controller has been created. So let's create an API first. So API will be like simple method work here. Let's say public string, let's say hello, and this method is going to return, I mean return type of this method is a string. So that's why I'm going to give return, let's say hello learners, welcome to new Spring Boot Tech World, and a semicolon. That's all. So now we have created a method work here, but we need to convert that method into an API, right? So let's say at annotation. So let's say get mapping, and here I'm going to give this API as hello. All right, so let's import this get mapping as well. So here like this, done. All right, so now we can able to run this API, but there is a small mistake. So what is this mistake? Means it's not a mistake, but we didn't add it, because how can our Spring Boot application is going to understand whether this is a controller and this is an API? So we need to mention this controller as a, we need to annotate as a controller. So let's say REST controller and import this REST controller. Oh, this one, first one, done. As you can see, REST controller has been imported and get mapping has been imported from Spring Web. Okay, so let's save this. And what you want to do, just select your college, click a right button, go for run as, and here go for Java application. So let's say our application is about to start now, and you can observe in the console, and here you got a pop-up over here. Here you need to search for this college. So college.application, get something like this, college application over here. Com.college is our group, it's a package group name, right? So now click on OK. Your application is going to start, and you can able to observe in the console. So what are the exception we get? We'll get in the console if any exceptions is there, or else we can proceed with, if suppose if any exceptions are not there, we are good. So my application is started. Yeah, it's starting. Okay, so here this is showing application failed to start. So the reason is because we have imported MySQL driver, right? Means MySQL connector. So this is expecting to give a data source for that. All right, so to give a data source for that. So for that, what we want to do, let's keep it this over here like this. So now we'll go to our MySQL workbench, and actually we need to add some properties related to our MySQL. So let's add that, but before that we'll create a new database in our MySQL workbench. So when you install your MySQL workbench over here, you'll get it will be open something like this. You need to go for schemas. Okay, so here let's create a new database. So I'll open a editor over here, MySQL editor, like this. So let's say database name would be like create database, create database, and database name will be like we're taking student, right? So let's give it as student. Database name is only student. Okay, so let's run this. How to run this? So here you can see a small button which is like a thunder symbol or icon. So just click on that. A new database will be created. But where can I able to see my database? So you cannot able to see your database because you need to come over here in the schema section. You need to click a right button and you need to click on refresh all, and then you can able to observe your student database over here. All right, so now we are using this database, so just click a right button, select as default schema. Okay, all right, so our database has been created and we'll create a table after that. So now let's configure in our Eclipse. Okay, so now what you need to do here, you can see another folder called source slash main source resource, and you need to open that folder. So here you can able to see a file called application.properties file. So here you need to mention what all the properties which is required for your database connection. So this is what the code is. So and also I'm going to give this code, I mean this properties in the description, or I'll in the comment section as well. You can directly copy this and you can paste it. No, there is no changes, and you can able to directly get this code in the internet as well. So you can directly search for application.properties code for database connection. You will get like this. Okay, so here actually my database name is student, so let's keep it as student. Okay, let me give it in a smaller case, student. So this is my database, and here, so what are the password you gave while installing your MySQL workbench? So that password you have to mention over here. So actually my password over here is 123456789. This is my password which I gave while installing my MySQL workbench. I have gave this as a password. Okay, so everything is done. So this is the driver, okay, URL and the root and the password. So this is for Hibernate connection. Okay, so very simple, means no need to get confusion with this. You can get this code directly in the internet as well. Just the application.properties file for Spring Boot application to connect MySQL workbench or any database. Okay, very simple. So let's save everything and let's start our application again. Okay, so run as Java application. So let's click on OK. So my application is about to start now. Suppose if we get any issue, means we need to create one more package for that for dbutil. So if suppose if we get any exception, means, or else if we don't get any exception, means we can directly use our /allo API which we have created. Okay, so I think there is no exception as of now because we have gave our properties in application.properties file. So you can directly go to your browser, Google Chrome or anything whichever the browser you like, and you need to type something as localhost. And I'll tell you something. Okay, see, if I want to search a car in the Google, so I'll directly give as a car, right? So when I give a car, I'll get what all the information related to car that I'll get over here. So now if you observe in the URL over here, as you can see, just observe carefully, google.com/search. So /search is an API, and after this search they are giving something called car. Okay, so when I type car, it is going to fetch all the details related to car from this API. So same thing, just like google.com/search, in our case also it is localhost 8080 is the default port number. Just assume that this localhost 8080 is nothing but google.com/search. So here they have mentioned search, right? But we don't have any search API. We have created an API called hello. Got it? And what is this port number? Suppose if you guys, yeah, so what is this API? Suppose if you guys don't remember this API means, so here in the console you can able to see in the Tomcat, which by default it is going to run in the port number 8080. So that's why we are going to give it as 8080. So we have a API called hello, so just hit enter, and you need to get the text like hello learners, welcome to Spring Boot Tech World. Welcome you guys.